the hate army troll.
It's the hate army,
bro. Hate army.
Shout out to hate.
Good vibes to the
Shout
hate
out to
army.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out
Shout
for
out to
hate.
hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
How are you guys doing? I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're doing better than me yet again. Yet again. Because, ladies and gentlemen, I have a story to tell you about last night. Because yesterday was React Day, which means it was my weekly day to do my React show, DSP versus the Internet. But because I had done that, there also were some private React videos that I had to create for people who pledged to my Patreon. And because of that, I took the night off from streaming, not from work, certainly, but from streaming in order to film, upload, and provide those videos to those who had, purchased them. It did not go well. Let's put it that way. I think, the saying, if anything can go wrong, it will go wrong. I think in this case, the phrase should be, if anything can go wrong, it'll go wrong, but in a way that you never expected, or every possible which way, so that when you think that you've got one thing solved, 10 more things creep up, and then next thing you know, it's like 3 a.m., and you still haven't figured out the problem. That's probably the more accurate description. I will tell you the story this morning of what happened last night. It's okay, I can actually tell it publicly because in particular, the person who purchased several private React videos this month, Slayer, is okay with me talking about it publicly. In fact, Slayer always uploads any private React videos that he purchases from me via a Patreon pledge to his own YouTube channel so that people can watch it publicly, okay? But it was funny because last night, I'm having all these issues, and I actually had 3 different people contact me, one via Twitter, one via email, and one via a YouTube comment, all asking, hey, Phil, did you forget to upload the daily wrap last night? Because it's not there, and you always upload it like clockwork, and it's not there, and we're wondering what happened because we were interested in hearing, how everything went with your private React stuff. And I'm like, no, the reason I didn't upload it is because I can't, right? So, anyway, I'm going to talk about that today. Cool. Okay, so last night, I actually didn't stream. I set apart my night time slot when normally I'd be doing a 2 to 2.5 hour live stream to do private React videos. And in this case, the majority of the stuff that I did was for Slayer, longtime viewer, and he's actually a night moderator. He comes by night streams and moderates. And he's okay with me talking about this, he said, because these are videos that when he gets them, he purchases them through my Patreon. They're for public consumption. He uploads them to his YouTube channel so people can watch them. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, this is something that I've been doing for many years. Since 2015, okay? If you go to my Patreon, which is patreon.com/DarkSidePhil, and you do the highest level of pledge, which is $50, you get a private video. Now, what is the video? It's pretty much whatever you want. Originally, the idea was that it's an opportunity for a one-on-one conversation between you and me. There's a big difference between, I'm on a live stream with Phil and I toss him a random question, he happens to see it in chat and maybe he'll answer it quickly. Or, I'm doing Q&A on his podcast or his React show, and he has a kind of a lightning round turbo answer. In this case, you're basically purchasing my time. For a $50 pledge, you're purchasing between 20 to 25 minutes of a video to be made, and you can ask me whatever you want. And it used to be big Q&As, like people would ask me all these questions about my life and about being a content creator and my games and all kinds of stuff, and people really liked those. But over the years, it really didn't work out that well because I became more of an interactive streamer. So once I stopped being an on-demand YouTuber and an interactive streamer, a lot of people were like, nah, well, kind of diminished values. Yeah, it's cool to have that one-on-one conversation, and Phil will answer exactly what I'm asking in detail, because I have his undivided attention, as opposed to on a stream where you don't. But if I could just come by and, enjoy Phil's company on a live stream, and maybe every once in a while get an answer randomly, I'll do that instead. So really, the private videos have fallen out of, practice. Don't really do that many of them. But then last year, I started doing React content. And when I started doing that, some people had an idea, wait a minute, what if Phil could do a private React video? Can we purchase Phil's time via Patreon, and then he can make videos that are specific React content? And the answer is yes. So in the last year, no exaggeration, I've watched documentaries, I've watched K-pop music videos and stage presentations, I've watched tourism videos, I've watched videos on philosophy, videos on science, okay? Tons. You know, in the last year and a half, I've probably, no exaggeration, made 3 to 4 dozen of these videos, okay? And it's fun doing it, but when I do it, I have to kind of dedicate good time to do it. And in this case, you know, this month, I had about 2 hours of videos to make for Slayer. He actually had gone kind of above and beyond this month. He really wanted to get a lot of stuff made for him. And unlike the last many months where it was a good variety of stuff like food and tourism and other things, this month, Slayer wanted me to go back to K-pop stuff, okay? Now listen, I'm not a big fan of pop music. Besides maybe like Michael Jackson in the 1980s, and a lot of the stuff that was like boy band stuff and shit in the late 90s that it was unavoidable, I don't really know that much about pop music, okay? But for some reason, Slayer has found it fascinating to get my takes and my opinions on K-pop music. Now, the funny part about this, you'd be like, is why, right? Well, 15 years ago, when I started uploading my thoughts to YouTube on games, right, I never fathomed that simply playing a video game, doing this kind of reacting commentary to it, and swearing like a sailor the entire time that I did, would ever get anyone's interest and anyone would care. But it did. It caught on, and now here I am 15 years later. I've been doing, you know, this kind of stuff. I've been making gameplay content on YouTube full-time for over 13 years of my life. It's been my job, okay? So it's pretty crazy to think, you know, that anyone cares, but I guess people do, for whatever reason, right? Who am I to judge what people like? So if people want my opinions on K-pop, I guess I'll give them, all right? Not to say that I'm any kind of a qualified authority. I think I couldn't be less qualified, but for whatever reason, there you go, right? And so, in regards to that, last night, Slayer had an idea. He's like, I want you to make all this content for K-pop, but instead of just watching a music video and reacting and giving your thoughts, what I'd like to do is a special project, okay? Basically, what he did is he provided me with back-to-back videos. So he would give me one video and then another video. And in some cases, it was the same song twice. But it would be 2 different groups performing the same song in a competition, and you're supposed to judge them against each other, like which one do you think did a better job with that song. In some cases, it was an actual music video of a very popular existing K-pop group, and the videos had like over 500 million views on YouTube. But then immediately following that music video would be a stage performance by a lesser-known group or an up-and-coming group in training trying to take their own spin on that very popular song, and you could see how different that it could come out by a different group performing it. There was actually another video that was kind of neat, where it was an incredibly popular K-pop song by the original group that performed it, and then AI sang the song afterward. AI voices, not real people. And you were supposed to take a look. Could you tell the difference? Can you judge? Does it sound better or worse? You know. So this is a very interesting premise. All right. To say the least, you know, it wasn't just, oh, just watch something and what do you think about it? It was, hey, direct comparisons, you know, an interesting thing to see, that to get that kind of take on that stuff. So for 2 hours, I sat right here watching all these videos and making this content. And to be honest, it's enjoyable. Not all of it. You know, listen, do you think as a 41-year-old American man, I enjoy sitting here and watching, you know, a bunch of teenage dancing guys talk about how they don't want to answer the phone anymore because a girl won't stop calling them? They broke up already. Get the message. Don't call me anymore. I'm not answering. You're not the one for me. Do you really think I give 2 shits about that? I mean, right? I don't think there could be anything less interesting. But at the same time, when you compare the song with someone else performing it and a different spin, like the group that performed after that was actually a girls group, and the girls group made it almost like the guy was a stalker. Like he wouldn't leave her alone and was trying to control her life. And then the whole point of the song when the girls performed it was, well, we've broken out of the cycle of males controlling us, and now we can be our own independent people, free from that kind of vindictive control. So it was definitely kind of interesting in that regard. Anyway, so here's the thing about making K-pop content for private React videos, okay? It has been incredibly hit or miss. And here's what I mean by that. I don't mean the content. I mean actually creating and uploading and getting this footage to Slayer over the last year and a half. Sometimes I'll do, a whole hour-long video with tons of content in it. And I'll upload it and send it to Slayer. No problem. Perfect. And he enjoys it, and then he gets it, and he puts it on his channel. Good to go. Because the thing is, when you purchase a video, a private React video from my Patreon, you own it. You have the legal rights to do whatever you want with that video. It's no longer mine. You've purchased my time. Therefore, that video is your product to do with however you desire. It's like you made a purchase. Okay? So, usually, there's not an issue. Sometimes, I'll upload the video, and now there are issues. Copyright issues. Because we all know how YouTube works. And YouTube has some issues with copyright, with content ID matching, and things like that. Now, here's the thing. If YouTube says, oh, we detected someone else's content in your video, this music video or whatever, you've lost monetization rights, someone else claimed it. Who cares, right? Slayer doesn't care. He's not buying my time to make ad revenue. He just wants the videos. And he's curious to see what the public's take is on some of this content as well, like my react. So that's why he uploads them publicly to his channel. He really enjoys that. So that's fine. Claim it all you want. No one cares about the ad revenue. No one's looking to make any money on ad revenue on this stuff. The problem is when YouTube gets all these issues with, oh, well, block the video. And it's like, now, wait a minute. We already know it's legal, 100% legal to do React content. It's already been determined in a court of law that it is absolutely legal to make React content. And before you say, well, it doesn't apply internationally, yes, it does. Because YouTube, as a corporation, is located in California, United States of America. And that means that anyone who actively chooses to upload a video to that platform must abide by the rules of that land. So even if you're Korean and you upload a K-pop video, oh, well, that applies by the copyright rules of Korea. Wrong. You uploaded it to American YouTube, and now you have to abide by American laws, or else don't bother uploading. That's how it works, okay? So that being said, the problem here is that YouTube essentially bends the knee to anyone who complains about anything. So any of these, K-pop production studios or whatever, they can just pay money, and yes, it's stupid, but this is what they do. They pay money to get thrown into YouTube's searching algorithm for copywritten content, and they'll take things like their music videos, their songs, and they'll flag them and say, hey, we've decided we want absolutely no one to have the ability to use our content whatsoever. If they do, block the video. That is illegal. That is blatantly illegal. It's been proven in a court of American law that React content is legal. As long as I'm reacting to a video and I'm pausing it and I'm adding commentary and I'm making it a transformative work, the company that made that music video has no legal right whatsoever to block that video. They can claim the ad revenue on it. That they very well can do. They can say, hey, we own a stake of this. Pay us money if someone watches it. That they can do. They cannot block it. But YouTube doesn't care. YouTube does whatever the hell it wants and does not abide by American copyright law. YouTube itself on a daily basis has more gross violations of American copyright law than probably anything else on the planet, because they just ignore it and do whatever they want, and companies pay them to block content and they allow it. YouTube has no leg to stand on. If they ever get sued in a class action lawsuit for this kind of behavior, they will lose. But I don't think they ever will be. Why? Because who stands to benefit from that, right? Content creators. But if a content creator thinks that if they sue YouTube, well, they're biting the hand that feeds them, and now they're just going to have nothing but problems moving forward, and they won't be able to operate their business, on YouTube, so why would they sue YouTube? You see, it's like we know YouTube's doing the wrong thing, so let's do the right thing to stop them. Oops, if we do that, we might suffer repercussions for it, and now we suffer, so we won't do it. So YouTube will never do the right thing. Someone like me has no power in this fight. The only way anything would ever happen is if a bunch of big people got together who have a lot of money and can actually toss that money together into a suit. YouTube can't win it. Every day there's concrete evidence they are breaking the law, and they don't care. They think that they're bigger than that. Okay? Anyway, that being said, what happened last night was I filmed 2 hours of this React content featuring K-pop stuff for Slayer. All right? So the first hour, I cut it into 2-hour increments on purpose because I was nervous if I made a 2-hour video. What happens if that video gets blocked? What happens if there's an issue with the video? The whole thing's screwed. I got to start over. So I said, I'm going to do this in 1-hour increments. Okay? So the first hour of content, I get uploading to YouTube. And once it goes live, okay, on YouTube, this thing gets flagged more than any video I've ever uploaded to YouTube before. Even more than my own React show, where I'm reacting to so many clips in a single episode. Oh, this thing got hit by like 10 claims, okay? And it would be one thing if it was just claims. Oh no, this video got blocked not once, not twice, but thrice. Thrice, that's right. I actually used that word. I had to for emphasis because I'm so upset. Okay? So, what happens when a video gets blocked thrice on YouTube? Well, you have options. Okay? Option number 1, dispute it. Dispute it and fight it with YouTube. Problem is that takes weeks. At a minimum, it's 2 weeks to have a dispute go through and have a video visible. Who the hell wants to wait 2 weeks? Nobody. And by the way, sometimes these studios will literally bite back and say, "Oh no, we will stick with this claim," and then you're screwed. Okay? So there's no point in really disputing anything like that with a major corporation because you don't know how they're going to act, and they could take up to 2 weeks to drag their feet regardless. The other option is I want to trim my video to remove the specific content in the video that YouTube is claiming is causing it to be blocked. All right? So there were 3 completely different segments of the video that it was claiming was someone else's content and needed to be removed. So first I did the first one. That one took about 30 minutes to remove. Then I went to the second one, okay? And I had that starting to remove. Now in the meantime, when I'm doing that, I'm doing all this other work too. So I've got this other video, the second video, okay? So I go to upload it, and it's not working. I said, what the hell's going on? So I go to play the video. Oh no. The video has corrupted. Okay? Now, in the last year, I've had on and off problems with video corruption, and I've looked into them to figure out what the source is. It's actually OBS. At first, I thought it was my PC getting old, and portions of that hard drive were corrupting. It's actually not the case. The problem is OBS itself. Last year, OBS had an update, and the update changed a lot of features and actually made a lot of features better, but also created a big issue with video corruption. All right? Now, since then, OBS has updated, but I can't get the newest updates because I use Windows 8, and OBS is no longer supported by Windows 8. So any updates they do don't apply. So they updated my OBS, gave me this issue with file corruption, and then updated it later, but said, oh, you can't get the update because we made it so that, you know, it doesn't work with Windows 8 anymore. What a bunch of assholes. What a bunch of dick suckers. Seriously. That's fucked up. You fucking gave me an update that fucked up the software that I use for my business, and then you made it so I can't fix it. Gee, thanks, assholes. Seriously. That pisses me off, obviously, right? So the thing is, it doesn't happen all the time, but every once in a while, I'll get a corrupted video. And the thing that really sucks about this is the only way to really fix that issue is to have a archived stream on YouTube that I can rip the missing video out of. So for example, right now I'm live streaming and I'm recording at the same time. Okay? later today, I very well may go to upload this level 1 podcast and find out it's corrupted. Oh, shit. If that's the case, what I would then do is I would go to the archive stream on DSPGaming, which sits there as like a 5-6 hour archive of video. I would go to the portion that's just the level 1 podcast, and I would say, edit that out. And it can actually excerpt that as a video and make it its own video on the channel, and now I've saved the video. Even though the video I recorded locally is corrupted, I have a second version of that video that's been created on YouTube that now can be used as the on-demand video. The problem is, when I'm doing these private reacts, okay, I'm not streaming. These are private. They're meant to be offline content that then is sent to a viewer, and they can do with it whatever they want. A lot of viewers keep this content for themselves. There's been dozens of videos that I made for people over the years that they just kept. They never uploaded anywhere, never showed it to anyone. It was just for them. Okay, a lot of they consider them private. In the case of Slayer, that's not the case. But here's the thing. Let's say I had live streamed it. First of all, I wouldn't live stream it as a public stream. Okay? Because if that was the case, then it wouldn't be Slayer's content to do with as he chose. That would kind of be a violation of our agreement. I could live stream it as a private stream just to have an archive saved. But here's the problem. YouTube destroyed the video anyway. Remember? YouTube said, oh, this is not allowed, this is not allowed, this is not allowed, and they blocked it. So even if I had done an archive stream on YouTube as a backup that was a private stream, so if this corruption happens, I can rip that portion of the video out of the stream, it would have been blocked anyway. After the fact, they wouldn't have let me edit it and rip it. It would have said not allowed because it's blocked on YouTube because of copyright issues. So even if I had done the redundant thing to make sure this wasn't happening, it still would have happened anyway. There was no way around it. Okay? So now I'm thinking in my head, what else could I have possibly done? And I'm getting suggestions because, you know, I'm trying to bounce this idea off of people, and people are, oh, well, you could have done a private live stream. You could have flipped the video this way, horizontally, or would that be vertically? No, it would be horizontal. You could have flipped the video horizontally, okay? And hopefully that would have been enough to change the video so YouTube doesn't catch it, right? And doesn't have an issue with it. So it's like, so all this stuff's going on. In the meantime, when I'm trying to figure all this out, the second edit on the first video finishes. Now I'm going into the third and final edit to trim this video so it's visible on YouTube. So I've got 1 hour of video that I'm trimming the shit out of so people can watch it on YouTube. The other video is completely corrupted and it can't be watched. So now I'm looking for all these solutions. And basically, I find, oh, here's a program that people use with OBS. When OBS corrupts videos, you can use this program, you can run it, and this program will check the video and fix errors and make it so the videos are visible again. So now I've got this running on this video while I'm also doing the trimming segment on the other video. So all this is going on at once. Now in the meantime, I'm trying to finish my work. I want to get done with work for the day so I can go spend time with my wife. And I'm trying to get out of the office, and I was like, let me upload the daily wrap. Oh, I can't. Why? Because when this video checking program is running on the corrupted video, my disk use on my computer goes to 100%. Yes, my hard drive is going insane as this corrupted video is attempting to be fixed by this program, and it won't let me upload anything anywhere at all. Okay? So I'm like, well, I can't do that. So I posted up the schedule, and I posted up to people, hey guys, if you're wondering where the daily wrap is, I can't upload it right now. You know, you can't do shit. I'm stuck. All right? So basically, over the course of the night, as I'm relaxing with Kat, I'm coming back up to the office, checking constantly to see what's going on with these private react videos. The first video eventually did get fully trimmed, and listen to this. When YouTube was done trimming the video went from 1 hour and 10 minutes long to 22 minutes long. YouTube cut out 45 minutes of content of the video that I made. Gee, that sounds great. I'm sure that video made total sense, right? No, it didn't. You watch it, it didn't make any sense at all. Everything's missing. You can't watch remember, it's supposed to be comparison of one song to the next, one video to the next version. It makes no sense. You can't understand the video at all. It's a waste of time. So I was like, well, that's a fucking waste of time, piece of shit. So now I'm like, so now where else could I upload videos? What about these video uploading sites? You know, because there's a million of them. Dropbox and Google Drive and this and that and up and down. I'm trying to figure all this shit out. I'm just like, oh my God. In the meantime, this program is still running, trying to fix the corrupted video, right? So, in truth, eventually I go to sleep. I'm like, I can't, it's taking too long. I'm just, relaxing my cat. I go to sleep. I wake up, I'm not kidding. I woke up at like 3 in the morning. And I was like, well, I got to use the bathroom anyway. I'm just going to head into the office quick and check and see what's going on. All right? So the good news is, I do believe I was finally able to upload the raw video, the first hour, to a third-party service. And I think Slayer should get the video today. I don't know because I think we're in completely different time zones. So I don't even know if he had a chance to check on it today or not. But I think, at the very least, he should get the first video today. All right? The first hour. Now, what he wants to do with that, I don't know. Because if he uploads it to, like, any video site, it's probably going to get claimed, blocked, and fucked up. So maybe he just has to keep it for himself. I don't know. Okay? But after this program ran on the corrupted video, starting around 10:30 p.m. until whenever it ended in the middle of the morning, it finally finished. I go to play the video, doesn't work. And I'm like, oh my God, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So what this means, I have to re-record the whole second half of the private react I did last night. I basically wasted an hour of my time recording it, and all of that time trying to get the corrupted video to work. It's just not, it doesn't seem to be restorable. So what this means is that later on, probably next weekend, I'm probably going to have to take more time away, do another late night stream skipped, and I have to re-record this hour, this private react. It's not Slayer's fault. It's, it's just fucking bullshit. It's like, that's my life. Right now, nothing in my life wants to just go smoothly. If you haven't noticed recently, it's like, I'm sick as shit. I lose a whole week of work, even though I put all this time building up a special Halloween event and spent all this money on a costume. Ruined. Can't do it. Okay, I'm just finally getting back on my feet. I'm catching up with playthroughs or getting stuff going. Malicious fucking employee at Comcast ruins my internet for half of a week, makes it unable to work. All right, finally, I got that under control, right? That seems to be under wraps. It seems like everything is getting wrapped up in that regard, and there's no big issues there. Great. Oh, now I can't do my other work. All other things are fucked up. It's like, give me a fucking break, right? Give me a fucking break. For once. Can't get it. Everyone, pull out your violins right now and start playing them for me. Oh, the horrible life of a content creator. Oh, I know that I'm just bitching, but it's nice to vent. And sometimes it's nice for you guys to know the issues that people go through doing this shit, This sucks. It really sucks. I wanted to make good content for someone who supports me. And now it got all fucked up. And it's not his fault. Half of it is definitely YouTube's fault for being so pussy about this and not allowing the actual law to be followed. Instead, they block videos for no fucking godly reason. There's no legal reason to do it. They just do it because they're pussies. The other thing, the corrupting, there's really nothing I can really do until eventually one day I have enough money to buy a replacement PC, right? A full replacement PC for my PC, which I can't do. I don't have the money for it. And get one that's fully up to snuff, brand new Windows, all new components, and then having to figure out how to transfer everything over. Because remember, everything I'm using is Windows 8 shit. Like my whole OBS setup and everything. I'd have to figure out how to transfer all that over for an easy transition, which probably wouldn't be an easy transition. There's going to be some growing pains and learning how to do it and everything, So, yeah, I'm just kind of stuck. It's funny because people are like, oh, just update Windows. We've talked about this a million times. There's a lot of people come in here who aren't around all the time. Can't update Windows. My PC is 10 years old. If I update Windows, half the components in that PC will not work with modern Windows. They're just old. It's an old PC. The only way for me to fix this issue is to get a new PC with all new components, new Windows and everything all in one fell swoop. Just to give you an example here. Last summer, I cleaned out my closet. Okay? And then I found a device, a capture device. That's supposed to be like an analog capture device. You could plug in the old yellow, red, white cables from like an old console and capture directly in. So this is an old device. And I plugged it in, and literally just plugging in that one device crashed my Windows entirely. Nothing would work. I had to do a Windows restore just to get my PC to work normally again. It was a near disaster. And I was like, dude, you really think I'm going to fuck with anything else? When at a moment's notice, this thing has issues like that, forget it, right? So, not much I can do about that. And before people idiotically say stuff like, what happened to the mini PC? The mini PC, you think a mini PC is set up to capture and stream. You really believe that. You don't think that thing would possibly overheat. This tiny little PC that's this size, you think that's a good capture and streaming device. You are wrong. That is a dumb suggestion. That would never fly. Okay? That little mini PC is meant to play a certain amount of games, like mid-range games, indie games, that kind of stuff. And it's a way to maybe do things like for me to play Fightcade eventually, which would be really nice to be able to play retro fighting games on there and shit like that. That's what that's for. That's a hobbyist PC. That's not, oh, this is my serious work PC that's going to be doing the fucking capturing all day. You're out of your mind. Okay? That's insanity. Anyway. So. Ooh. Decompressing my back. So, that's what I was going through last night. Not very pleasant. Alright? And now I'm facing the situation that next weekend, I'm just going to have to do another night stream where I don't stream, and I do this missing video. I have to re-record the missing video. Fingers crossed that it doesn't corrupt. Fingers crossed that I can upload it and it won't be claimed or blocked. If not, then I have to upload it to another third-party service or whatever. We'll see what happens, all right? But right now, I'm exhausted. Like, last night was so fucking exhausting. And I'm like, you're supposed to have a day where it's like, okay, it's my React day, right? So it breaks up all the gameplay. It's a good way to have variety and fun and break it up and do something a little different. And instead of that, it's just like, I'm enjoying the reacting I'm doing. The 2 hours that I reacted, I had a lot of fun. I really enjoyed doing it. And then as soon as I finish and I go to actually do the work side of it, let's upload and get it going. Frustration, fucking shit. It was like, oh, I'm having fun. I'm doing this nice react for Slayer. Thankfully, I have so many awesome viewers and supporters like him who keep me afloat. And now let me provide the product. Oh, look, someone's walking up to me with giant gloves and they're punching my balls repeatedly for the next 4 hours. Like my balls were speed bags. And someone's going on my testicles. It's like, oh, this feels great. Oh, this is what I was expecting tonight. Oh, this is after that nice react here. Oh. You know, Jesus Christ. All right, I think I vented enough about this, okay?
Typically helps me more than anything.